Yes, sir. It's the 9 to 5 Sports Guys. It's your boy T.
What's happening? It's your man TJ.
Yo, it's your boy Nam.
And it's episode 43. We have the Super Bowl is here. First and foremost, how you guys doing today?
Glad to be back on the show again.
What happened to the cheers, bro?
We gonna do it in the next.
Can't never get an applause.
Yeah, listen,
man.
you gotta remind me, man. I'm getting old.
That was just like 2 minutes ago.
I know, and that's old people forget stuff like that. So we gonna just jump into it. I know.
Four episodes later, you still can't do right.
If you're watching on YouTube, I know you're noticing a little different. Noticing that it's different in the cameras, and that's because we starting to get a little bit kind of official now. We got the light in. I know I look good regardless.
Shout out to our sponsors.
Yeah, shout out to the sponsors, and we got some lights now. So we just gonna get straight into football. Super Bowl Sunday, Kansas City, the Eagles. Talk to me. What you guys' thoughts?
I mean, I'm still on the same stance as before. I mean, Mahomes, he's on. They say his ankle. He's just dealing with some soreness. So,
right.
I'll take an 80% Mahomes over 100% Mahomes either way, because from what he showed the last game, he's determined. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, if Kansas City cannot stop Jalen Hurts in that running game, they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose. But if they can get to him, they can get to Jalen, and they can sack him multiple times, one ain't gonna cut it. They gotta get to him, keep getting to him, putting pressure on him,
or at least rush him.
Yeah, I mean,
hurry him in the pocket.
See, the thing about that is putting pressure on him. He's good for running outside the pocket. I mean, that's where he excels
when he's 100%.
Right,
but he's had 2 weeks to recover.
Right, that's true. So I mean, you can say both quarterbacks are kind of banged up. So, but it's still going to depend on one of those two. Who's going to perform better?
What type of game are you thinking?
Well, like I said, if they can get to Jalen, if Kansas City can get to Jalen.
Is it a grind out game or a shootout? Second half, first half? What is it?
Well, I mean, based off of past Super Bowls, both of these are high-powered offenses. So I'm going to say not a high-scoring game. I'm going to say it's going to be tight, but no one's going to blow anybody out. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, granted, the Eagles are what they are. I mean, they're the best team in the NFL, you know.
Are they really?
I mean, stat-wise, they look like they are. I mean, but like I said, you can't take anything away. We talk about the players and we forget about the coaching. Andy Reid is a championship coach, you know. I can't take away from that. Plus, him and Mahomes has been here before, and Travis Kelce. So they've been here before. Now, granted, the other Kelce on the Eagles has been here before, but, you know, and he's on the offensive line, which is a good offensive line on top of that.
Would you say it's the best offensive line in football?
The Eagles?
Yeah.
Yes. I think they are. They've proven it.
What about defense? Where would you rank the Eagles' defense?
Even though the Niners lost, you know, they still had a good defense. They just met a better offense. The Eagles' defense is, I don't know, man. It's kind of in between.
Top 5.
Yeah, it's kind of in between.
Top 5.
But if they can't get to Mahomes, it's the same situation. It's the same thing. Mahomes is a trickster, man. He can get outside of the pocket and flick a ball. He doesn't have to throw a spiral. He can flick it on the arm, throw it behind his head without looking. I mean, and that's a contribution to their team, you know. So, and players being able to get open. So it's going to be a battle. These are the best ones and twos right here. It's going to be a battle. It's not going to be a blowout. It's going to be a close one. But first one that makes a mistake is going to pay for it.
Yeah.
I think I'm looking at the Eagles' schedule right now, and this is the first time since week 12 when they played Aaron Rodgers that they're playing a top 5 quarterback. So that defense is rushing these guys, but that the quarterback is not an elite quarterback that's going to make plays happen even if the rush is coming.
Both of these guys
Rodgers beat them, but outside of that, there's nobody. They played Dak. They've played Tennessee. Kyler Murray.
Would you
Kirk in week 2.
Would you say that if he does win this game, that puts him in one of the elite categories for quarterback?
He who?
Hurts.
No. I think it puts him that he had a solid year.
Okay.
I think we need more of a sample. 1 year doesn't put you as elite.
Now I got a question. Don't get on me. Regardless of the outcome, right now is he better than Dak Prescott?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
There's no question.
All right.
There's no question.
He's definitely better than Dak Prescott.
That-
I mean, his you gotta look at his touchdown to interception ratio by itself.
You gotta ask, is Dak even better than Deshaun Watson?
No.
Yeah. I mean, outside of the controversy off the field, Deshaun legit. I mean, I know people forgot because he hasn't played in 2 years, but he was on a trajectory of the same as, and I know you trolls on Twitter and stuff like that, but he was on the same trajectory as Josh Allen, not Mahomes just yet, but Joe Burrow and Herbert. He was one of them dudes that Deshaun, yeah.
Right.
Before like they
He's
got rid
top 10 for sure.
Yeah, they got rid of his weapon in Hopkins, and he still almost threw for 5,000 yards.
And the other guy tore his Achilles or his knee or something like that.
Yeah, so he was still one of those. We'll see what he looks like this year, but
we won't include Deshaun Jackson in that, Deshaun Watson in that, because he was brought in almost at the end of the season. And,
to a new team, new scheme.
and they haven't gotten a chance to really. You can practice, but the football game is faster than the practice itself. So we're gonna give him a pass.
Yeah, but that Eagles defense hasn't really been tested. You could Justin Fields, but he's not top 5.
That's what I mean by mobile quarterbacks.
Yeah,
both of those quarterbacks are able to get out of the pocket and produce it. So
right, but I think that's the thing that stands out to me. If you look at the stat line, every week since week 1 till week 15, Jalen Hurts has outperformed his quarterback, his opponent. But now you're going against a juggernaut. I think that's going to be interesting. Andy Reid probably has some crazy schemes and lineups coming in there.
Oh, yes, definitely.
And he's going to use that speed to throw that pass rush off, because that's what you got to do to a pass rush, especially a fast pass rush, is you spread them and you use your speed. I got the Eagles only because the run game, like you said earlier, is very important. If they establish their run game early and they're able to dominate that front, then they can control the clock. And if you control the clock, you limit Andy Reid and that offense on the field. Even if it's a shootout, they're going to run out of time.
That's solid.
Key player, Chris Jones. Key player.
Chris Jones
he
will
gets
be
in
a
there
key
and
player.
start and causing a ruckus. Kansas City's going to win that
But
game.
like you said, the Eagles got a great offensive line.
They do.
So that's going to buy him time, and Hurts his mobility will also buy him time. And you got arguably 2 number 1 receivers on the outside. So it's going to be an interesting matchup of schemes and adjustments from one side to the other.
Travis Kelce is going to be a matchup problem, because that's going to bring linebackers in close into the middle, which is going to create room for Mahomes to be able to roll out.
Right.
So
right.
That's why I said it's not.
It's good, man. You got number 1 offense, number 1 defense, number 1 or top 5 on both categories on both sides going. It's kind of like when we watched the Patriots and the Rams. It was the high-powered offense and the high-powered defense.
Yeah.
If you enjoy football and you know football, you'll like it. If you don't, if you just watch it for the Super Bowl, you're gonna hate it today.
Right.
For Beyonce,
it's gonna be real slow.
Rihanna.
Unless that,
yeah.
Unless that.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Rihanna. Also,
30 minutes.
Listen. Okay, so you got the Eagles. Who you got, TJ?
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Who you got?
I got the Chiefs.
What are your keys to the game?
My keys to the game is basically if the Eagles can't put pressure like what Tampa did a couple of years ago,
right?
And if you let Mahomes sit in the pocket. Or even if you don't really put no pressure on him, then Mahomes is going to throw a party.
Yeah, if he picks and chooses what he wants,
It's a wrap.
yeah, it's a wrap for you.
Because he like you alluded to, that offense, it's a lot of trickery. So
Yeah.
it's different schemes. You saw at the end of although they was, at the end of the season, they did the little ring around the rosy.
Right.
Who
Yeah.
knows? They might throw something in it.
It's gonna be
It's gonna be some.
It's gonna be a circus.
Yeah. So they might play. They might do the annexation of Puerto Rico. That's the little Giants play. Who knows? But
But you remember I told you I said last week, I was like, look at the running back number 10. They start with a P. Or
Pacheco.
something.
Pacheco. Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah,
he's gonna be a key factor.
He's
in
real
that.
explosive out the
Yeah.
backfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got Kansas City. Even though I'm kind of worried about the Eagles' defense, because the Eagles they have a
No.
nice defense, and regardless if Hurts is throwing the ball, they can run the ball
Right.
effectively.
Right.
So, like you said, if they get to a lead and start running the ball, then the time is kind of on the Eagles side. But I'm gonna still go with
It's like the Peyton Manning game plan.
Yeah.
He's gonna run the ball, keep
Yeah.
him on the sideline as much as
Right.
we can.
Right.
yeah, because that's the
The only way to beat them.
to beat them. You
They're
gotta
not-
keep
if he's not on
Pat
the field.
Mahomes on the sideline. Don't hit him while he's on the sideline, but keep him on the sideline.
Another key to watch out for too is that Kansas City secondary. They're very young.
Yeah,
They're gonna be tested against AJ Green and Devontae Smith.
That's right.
What are they gonna do? And also, if they start establishing the run game and they're using that play action, are they gonna bite, or are they gonna be disciplined enough to stay on their assignment? That's the key to watch. That secondary, that defense, game management. But it should be a good game.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, you got the Eagles. If the Eagles do win, who wins the Super Bowl MVP?
Hurts.
Hurts.
There's no way around it. Unless you give it to the coach Sirianni.
Well, it doesn't seem.
It's not-
It seems
You know what I'm
weird to
saying?
give the Super Bowl MVP to a losing quarterback or a losing team. It seems weird to do that. You know. So what? So what if Pat goes out there and balls out and throws 500 yards but lose the game? He's the MVP, and Hurt goes out here and only throws for 200 and something but wins the game.
I mean, we've seen this in another sport before.
That's
LeBron should have got MVP.
No, but
He was averaging like 35
yeah. To your point though,
on Iggy.
remember the last time the Eagles were in the Super Bowl, Tom Brady threw for a playoff record, 500 something passing yards, but they lost.
Oh, and granted, I'm glad you said that too, but that's only one game compared to a 7-game series. Go ahead.
But yeah, Tom Brady threw for 500
That's
something
even
yards,
nuts.
and they
It's
lost.
even nuts.
Yeah. But so you got Jalen Hurts regardless.
No, I'm saying if the Eagles win, it's Jalen Hurts no matter what.
Jalen-
There's
okay.
nobody, maybe unless AJ Brown he just goes
Goes
crazy,
off.
300 yards, or he does what T.O. did against
the Patriots.
the Patriots.
Okay,
But-
so I'm gonna take a wild guess. I ain't gonna speak for you, but I'm gonna take a wild guess. If the Chiefs win, it's Mahomes, right?
I mean, it could be him or if Travis Kelce get off,
They're not giving it in.
you know.
Yeah.
But more likely, it's all about. Well, I'm just saying. You think about it now.
Think
I do get it. I do get it. Somebody had to throw the ball for somebody to catch the ball. I understand that.
they didn't start giving it to other people until later in Brady's winning career.
Yeah.
That's when Edelman and all those other people started getting it. But pre that, he
Well, they
was
were giving
getting.
it defensive players. Ray Lewis got it.
Yeah, I mean, that
Yeah,
defense
I mean,
was
it-
legendary.
I'm just saying they giving it defensive players.
We watched that documentary. They averaged 10 points a game. They went 2 months without scoring a touchdown. You know what I'm saying?
I just think they need to.
Who else would get it?
They need to give it out to more than just a quarterback.
Well, what I think is the NFL don't want Travis Kelce to get up there, have a Super Bowl MVP acceptance speech and call anybody jabronis.
Know your role.
Know your role. Shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, because Stone Cold said so.
Hey.
Like, I don't think they want that.
That guy's
Kelsey 316 said so.
I mean, but
It's not-
when you
don't
look at
need
that, Kelsey's the greatest tight end.
Mm.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's the greatest tight end ever. He's second to a wide receiver of Jerry Rice.
I would say
Second.
Gronk is still up there right now.
Yeah,
I would got to give Gronk.
I had this conversation the other day, and I said Gronk as well for now because he has the wins and the accolades. But if
he got the Super Bowls basically based on Tom Brady.
He
You know
played
what I'm
a
saying?
huge part in
But
that.
what
Too.
do you mean?
Well, he wasn't even involved in one.
He was his number one
He
weapon.
wasn't even involved in one. I'm gonna give it. Hey,
He was his number one weapon besides, the killer,
I
Hernandez.
still think
Yeah.
Gonzalez
He was a killer
is better
on-
than doggone Rump to
Who?
me, but
Who?
Tony
Huh?
Gonzalez. But
Gonzalez?
yeah,
I mean, he's one
but-
of the greats.
but
But
as
he's
far
not-
as
Kelsey is maybe a faster version of Gonzalez. Gonzalez was like Gronk-like.
I mean, I'm just saying, as far as just the stat part, just a stat part. He's second to a wide receiver. He's second to Jerry
Yeah.
Rice in everything. Not even, he surpassed tight end. He's second.
Absolutely.
tight
No.
end.
I'm
that's 'cause
saying
Tony Gonzalez played 40 years.
I agree on that.
Oh,
But what I'm
really?
saying is,
yeah,
Okay.
as far as the championships, that's what allows Gronk to still be in that. Because if you are saying this about this guy, there's another guy
Let's stick to NFL.
in another sport that is very similar.
Oh, don't worry, we're gonna get to that.
You know
40
what I'm
years.
saying?
We're gonna get to them 40 years.
Another guy in another sport that is very
you know
similar.
what?
We'll get to that.
So
I
if
think
we
I know
move the
where you're
goal,
going.
if we
We'll
move
get
the
to
goal there, we got to move it everywhere.
Oh no, I'm just I was just basically saying
Championships matter.
see, this is a different sport. He's a tight end. Listen, he's a tight end. Football is more a positional sport than basketball.
Basketball is not tennis.
I didn't say tennis. I said
It's still a team sport.
Football. It doesn't. Okay,
not golf.
but it's 11 guys. It's 11 guys.
LeBron Woods.
Okay, so you have an offense and a defense. Neither one of those guys are playing the other position. Basketball can go from offense to defense, forward to power forward, guard. There's a total difference in that. So you can't compare the NBA to the NFL. You can't do that.
We'll get there when we cross the bridge. Man.
Yeah.
I'm
That's what
waiting.
it is.
Okay, so
waiting.
real quick, will a loss hurt Patrick Mahomes' legacy? Even though it's young, 6 years, 5 years as a starter, will a Super Bowl loss hurt his legacy? And I got a thing on it, but I just want to hear what y'all got to say.
I'll wait on my man now, but he's the
He's glitching right now.
He's that tech guy. So, but I call him the stat guy.
Okay.
But as like we talked about last week, I said it doesn't hurt him when it helps him, but I don't think it hurts him. But the conversation is going to be out there saying, "Oh well, now he's looking like Aaron Rodgers or somebody." Even though, granted, Aaron Rodgers didn't get to no Super Bowls like that in his first 5 years, but you can sit here and say, "Oh, well, he looks like he's headed that way." Well, we don't know yet. I don't think it hurts him. I just think if he wins, it helps him.
Well, I don't think it hurts him. I think it just slows him up. Because the only way anybody catches Brady is you got to be there. Brady only lost 3. So if you start out your career losing 2, you damn near got to go perfect the rest of the way out.
I mean, it's gonna be impossible.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna say impossible. Let me take that away because anything's possible. But it's gonna be hard.
It'll make it harder.
to go to 10 Super Bowls.
It'll slow him up. Even if he gets to 10, if you already lost 2
right.
early, you got to clear the board after that. Like almost 7 in a row type of thing, or 2 3-peats.
He might play till he's 45.
You know what I'm saying? So it's very difficult to catch Brady, but for you to be in that same conversation or in that same room of the top 5, he has to win this to keep that pace. If not, it slows him up tremendously. Then he has to get a back-to-back somewhere in his career.
I think, honestly, I don't think it hurts his legacy because he's still young.
Yeah.
So, and there's a new style of quarterback, and he is it's the way he throws the ball. You're going to have some old timers that's going to say, "Oh, back in my day." But the way he throws the ball, the little side passes, the way he throws it off schedule, it doesn't necessarily hurt his legacy because he can lose this one and go to 3, 4 more and win those. So,
I mean, he's 27, man.
Yeah,
so
he's still young.
He got time.
So, and now he has a gauntlet in the AFC, but just the simple fact that they were a field goal kick away from going last year, and then the Tom Brady won against Tampa. He had a whole new offensive line. So,
Did he have an offensive line that game?
yeah, they just picked up a couple of guys at a bar and was like, hey, you want
He
to
was
play?
getting killed.
But see, the thing is, I'm a firm believer of if he plays well, regardless of the outcome, it only enhances his legacy.
Yeah.
Now, if he plays bad and they lose, then yeah, that could hurt. But I wouldn't say hurt his legacy because you think about Peyton Manning, as great as he was, he only went to 2 Super Bowl. Well, he only won 2. So
He went to 3, right?
huh?
Went to 3.
He went to 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he went to 4. He went to 4. He was 2-4.
4.
Yeah, he lost against the Saints and and the
when
Seahawks.
he got killed by the Seahawks.
Yeah, he got
48-8.
Saints
That was in Denver. Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
and then he won it 2. One with
Yeah.
Denver, one with
Colts.
the Colts. So we don't look at Peyton Manning any different. You know what I mean? So
No, I feel like Mahomes will have the numbers. It's just the difference maker is always the championships. That's always the difference makers in these GOAT conversations.
Oh,
He's gonna have the
Really?
numbers. You know what I'm saying?
all right.
He will have the numbers because his first year he put up almost 50 touchdowns almost,
yeah,
and every year he's had over 35, over 38.
and almost
but
5,000 yards.
The rings is what people talk about that shift the conversation one way or another.
But see, that's another thing about a GOAT conversation in the NFL. It's like you say who's the greatest player, and I'm like, that's hard to choose to say who's the greatest NFL player ever when it's a dominant positional sport.
Yeah,
I can sit here and say, well, I know, the greatest running back ever is Jim Brown. Barry Sanders come next. You know what I'm saying? That's me. The greatest cornerback ever, Deion Sanders.
Yeah, I think in football you just gotta identify the exact position. And say
Right,
what is the
yeah.
greatest in this position?
Right.
Because you can't say Brady or let's say like Deacon Jones or something was
Exactly.
It's like this guy changed the game just as much as the other one does too.
But they label Brady. They say he's the greatest player ever. I'm like, how can he just play quarterback?
Well-
he's not the greatest player now. You can give him the greatest quarterback,
yeah,
but he's not the greatest player.
But
in
we
the NFL.
we live in the era where we see everything,
Speaking of,
so you're able to watch all the games.
Speaking of one of the greats, I want to shout out from the Jets, Darrelle Revis, first ballot Hall of Famer. He got in. The Jets. We also have the offensive and defensive rookie of the year, and Sauce Gardner. Sauce is the real deal, and Garrett Wilson. That's it. I just had to shout the Jets out because we going places.
Oh, I gotta ask you quick too. How do y'all think that's gonna work with Sean Payton in Denver?
It's already starting off rocky.
Yeah,
Makes a difference? Does it make a difference?
I mean, I don't. He's been with the Saints for so long, and had Drew Brees for so long, and that system worked. I mean, he pretty much had a lot of the same players in New Orleans for a long time. Can he go over here and change? Can he go over here and change Denver from what they looked like last year? Yeah, they can improve because they sucked.
Right.
They can improve. Are they going to be like the
horrific.
Saints? I don't think so. I really don't think so. Granted, they got some good receivers. Is he going to be able to revive Russell Wilson? We'll see if they can get an offensive line because he was running for his life too. So it's a possibility. I don't know Sean Payton outside of the Saints really. To sit here and say, oh, you're an excellent coach. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're one of the greats. I don't know. But they can improve. But it's already starting off rocky.
yeah. One thing I heard is that he said that Russ ain't gonna have his own office no more.
Yeah, he already canceled that.
He said all the little extras that Russ was getting, which he shouldn't even have in the
Bro,
first
he
place.
got $245 million before he even took a snap. First he got the deal, then they gave him the extension after he had some press
Yeah.
conference. That's crazy.
So,
But that's the best quarterback they've had come through there since Peyton Manning, though.
yeah.
So
No, you can't forget about Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow who threw the one pass to send them to the playoffs, and that was the end of it. Got you. Yeah, got you. Didn't he play for y'all too?
Anything else before we take a break? I don't. We about to.
I thought Tim Tebow played for the Jets too.
He played for the Gators.
Pretty sure he did.
He played for the
think he
Gators.
did.
So
pretty bad.
Any final thoughts before we take a break?
He was a tight end over there, wasn't he?
Might have been a running back.
So we're going to go to break.
I think I seen him on kickoff return too.
We're going to go to break.
I really think he was there for 8 games.
We got to pay some bills, and when we get back, we're going to go to basketball.